Okay, I'm going to try to point out all the flaws as if you'd hired me, Al, to show you what's wrong with this car. So, let me start in the left front corner here. Excuse my reflection that you'll see from time to time. These little rings around the turn signals, that's about the worst chrome that's on there, and I think it'll polish up better. The chrome on the bumpers is just spectacular. The bumper guards, the bumpers, they're just beautiful. The grille is beautiful. If you look at this fender right here, see if I can get the right band. Oh, there you go. You can see a little bump in the paint. There's a little flaw here and here, and then back again where this probably attaches. All along here you can see there's a little line. Oh, sorry. There's a line right there. Let's see. I'm really trying to be picky. See if oh, there I can get it. I got it right there. You see that? So it's basically where this whole assembly is mounted. Along here there's a little flaw. You can see like a half circle versus where that probably, there you go. So in the paint you can see that's a flaw I frankly hadn't noticed until I wiped it down today. So this whole headlight assembly here has some issues with that paint, the way it was bonded on there. The left, or the passenger side is just flawless, perfect, no issues, smooth as can be. Let me go a little slower on that. Just nothing. The hood fits okay. You know, I'm not thrilled with it. A little bit of a gap right here that I wouldn't really like to see. Let me show if I can. There you can see kind of the back of the hood's a little higher. Here's this trim I was telling you about. There's probably a little cap that goes across there that's missing. And this chrome is, you know, a 5 on a 1 to 10 at best. Pull this around here. Right here. See if I can get. Oh, it's hard for me to get that. I can't get that little flaw there. Oh, there we go. So a little flaw right there. There's more over here you can see where the chrome's actually missing. Just a so-so paint line around the edge there. I just want to be really hypercritical. The antenna needs to be mounted more properly. You can see the gap under there is loose. So that's a modern antenna that needs to be adjusted. These little rascals here are very nice. Somebody asked me to check those out, make sure they're not rusted, and they're not. Nice straight panel. I usually try to shoot video without getting myself in there, but too hot out here. 2014 tire on the right front. The rear tire I couldn't find a date code on. It's got a ridge on it that the other tires don't have, so it's a little different style. You can see that rebuilt brake caliper there. Disc brakes, of course. Chrome knockoff. Show you how this door opens up here. So you can watch it drop down. Let me try to pick up a little bit on it. You can't move it at all. The chrome around the door is very nice. Let's see here. Glass is good. Got the little chrome doodads here to open the back windows, and works nicely. Roll this window up. Close that door real quick. You can see the wood is just beautiful. Welting could stand to be cleaned. I use carburetor cleaner or brake cleaner to clean stains off of fabric like that. You'd be amazed. I've been using it for 30 years. You see these seats are just beautiful. Slide rails work nicely. See the different color of that console. You can kind of tell that console doesn't fit there. It needs to be mounted better. See the gap behind it. And here you can see that piece of wood that's just bubbling up. But the gear shifter looks nice, and they got a modern radio in there. I'll talk to you about that glove box. You don't want to sweat all over your car, sorry. Proper green felt inside. Battery's a little low. She's in park. Idling high. That's where it should idle when you first started. After a few minutes, it should drop down. Seat. Nice speaker boxes. I've actually never had this panel here. I don't know what that does. I've never had that open. Oh, it's just a little storage area back there. That's cool. Huh. Snap vinyl in there. Show what that looks like. So you can put, it's like an overgrown glove box area. Headliner. Very nice, proper, clear, darkened sun visors. Here's my emergency brake. So here we go. Pull it up and latch it. Pull up and push down. See? It doesn't do anything if you just pull it up, but you gotta pull it up and latch. Funny, funny, funny. Glass on the rearview mirrors are beautiful. A little bit of flaw in the headlight bucket there. See if you can see that. Getting pretty picky, but oh, and there's a little nick back here. Couple spots. Where are they? There's one. Right there. See if I can catch it. There, you see it? Oh boy, it disappeared quick. There it is, right there. So a little low spot. couple spots right there. So little flaws here and there. Let me show you that area in the quarter panel. Very easy to see here. There we go. Just, you know, had an adhesion problem. And if you took your fingernail, you could probably scrape that right off, because it's just bubbled right there, real thin bubble. So that quarter panel truly should be redone. Okay, go around front here. Oh, dent in the driving light down here. See that? Again, the chrome on the, it's okay, but the chrome on the bumper is beautiful. Got the wire covers in the headlights. This is on here, kind of cheesy. Just these barely hanging on bolts. I don't know how that really actually works. Let's see if I can, I gotta pull the latch. Jaguar sign is a little crystallized. If you wanted that to be spectacular, it would need to be replaced. Turn signal goodies there. You see the chrome on the windshield is down to the brass coating. So to be really spectacular, you'd want to redo that. Got a chip in the window. Some chrome missing right here. The piece of wood on the top of this door is loose. Doesn't look like it's properly installed. It's in beautiful condition, but it needs to be, you know, I kind of pushed it in and it's stuck, but it's not, it needs to be properly assembled. It hasn't been, I don't believe. But the condition of it is spectacular. This door does not stay open. So we're on a little hill here, you know, it doesn't have a door hold, so however that system is supposed to work, it's not working. Here's some shims, obviously to get the door to fit the body correctly. Again, there's your center console. Another vantage point where you can see how it's distorted. Steering wheel is nice. Dash, got the new chrome vent things. The door hit me in the rear. You can just see all that wood is just beautiful. There's that chip in the dash, or the windshield. Show you how this. Door closing. Get the reflection so you can see how straight the panels are. I don't know if I told you the tires are 2014, but that right rear, they're Coker Classic, but that right rear is a different tire. And no trim back here. I think there's a piece of trim that can go on this. Doesn't look like anything's missing, but I've seen other cars with trim on it. Gas door chrome on the tail lights is beautiful. Rear bumper is gorgeous. A little tight back here. A little heavy in the paint. Looks like that's like a little paint chip that's ready to come off. So you gotta be real careful with that. You could just take your finger and pop that right off. I'm sure you could. So be careful of that. Chrome. Toolbox is in the warehouse. So there's your rear compartment. That's your little leather piece, and it does have a chrome wheel in there with a Pirelli tire. Alright, I'm going to try to do this now. Up and down. I remember right, this is somewhat tricky. Yeah, I just got lucky. Sometimes it gives me a little bit of fit. Closing. The Le Mans thing looks very nice. No need to replace that one. You can see a little bit of the finish in the taillight panel. See how it really needs to be wet sanded and buffed. Oh goodness. You can see that vantage point of that distortion on that paint there too. Front fender. Now let's pull the hood latch. Get to the goodies. Oh, this door latch, you go to open it, it doesn't spring forward. You have to force it forward. If you don't do that and you go to close the door, it doesn't latch. Alright, so I gotta abuse myself a little. How am I gonna do this? I'm gonna have to do this differently. It's a two-handed operation. Now, so I'm gonna set this on my little stand here, I think. Now I can do what I need to do. Okay. Alright, here we go. There's your transmission oil cooler that would not have normally have been on there, of course. Highly polished valve covers. Newly porcelainized exhaust with the proper brass nuts. Let's see if I can get that a little brighter for you. There we go. Without dripping on it. Here you can see that those issues on the body right there. It's hard to find on the camera. But the proper green color, and got the made in England. This is where that MSD box was mounted. I didn't like that, so I put the proper MSD coil on. Here's that little third carburetor right down here. So here's a, Dave was telling me, and I've kind of figured out thermostat right here. Let me change this color a little bit. Let's So this is a thermostat that goes down to the solenoid. This electronic solenoid makes this carburetor thing function. This little nut here is broke. It's like it broke off of its mounting, so that little piece needs to be fixed. So that's the third carburetor, this little contraption right here. Here's the single and double SU carburetor. But this to this needs to be tinkered with so it works properly. I don't know if they all have it, but this has got that handy little push button starter, so you can start the car from right here if you wanted to. What else I can really show you down here? So I think I can cheat a little here. I'm going to go crazy with the camera, so hang on. Alright, I got away with that. Get that latch all the way, but now let's see. There we go. Well, there it is in all its glory. I think I've kind of gone through it all. There. This is actually interesting right here. You can see a little hue around that vent. There we go. You see how that's got like a shadow hue? It's almost like the vent's been touched up. It's actually not that. It's that around here, it's been wet sanded, but not fully buffed. So the whole car really needs to be a nice, smooth, wet sand and a professional buff. That ghosting will go away. It'll be very nice. I see something that surprises me. I'm going to go around to the other side, check. I've got a brake over here. It says Willwood, which is an aftermarket later model brake. And it says Willwood here as well. And these are the original. This is Dunlop. This brake does. So I'm learning something right now, first time. And this says Dunlop. So these are Dunlop disc brakes in the back. And on the front, they look like they're double piston, late version Willwoods. So that's been some kind of a conversion. Didn't know that. Probably stops better, but it's not original. Oh. Well, my friend, that's about all I can think of. My underbody video should have filled in the blanks. I hope the sound came out. This is a new microphone I'm trying. So there is what might possibly be your new Jaguar. In all its grandeur, faults, flaws, and however you want to call it. Cheers.